It was early one morning in November 2009 when the sun was about to rise that we packed the Jabiru aircraft and headed towards a little community 5 hours flying time called Burringurrah, northwest of Meekatharra in Western Australia. Travelling at 200 kilometres an hour at 9,500 feet, the remoteness of this region was revealed as we observed the vast terrain, the mines and airstrips on the country stations. We felt a tiny speck in this large sky. The air was silky smooth, and as the morning sun bathed us, my mind went back to 2008 when God gave me the desire to learn how to fly recreational aircraft. During my training, I would not have dreamed how God would lead to this moment when Clint and I would be flying to this remote community. However, in one weekend, he led me to the men who would be part of our team, Clint and Steve. Our trip this morning was amazing, and after we refueled in Meekatharra, we headed northwest on our final part of the trip. And eventually, after 1.5 hours, we started to see the small community come into view, and in a short time, we are meeting the indigenous people of Burringurrah. Clint goes door to door, and I walk the town taking photos. I noticed that quite a few of the buildings are seldom used, and I realised the possibility in sharing Jesus with a community that has no worship centre of any kind. That night, we showed the Cosmic Conflict DVD, projecting it on the wall of an old garden shed at the back of the school. And the small group that attended were touched by the story of creation and the plan of salvation for a fallen race that included them. The following day I went with Clint on some of his calls, and I meet the neighbourhood children. They are friendly and I enjoy interacting with them. I sense that this community would really benefit from simple community programs that would educate them to enhance their lifestyle. The ideas start to formulate in our minds. The next morning we rise very early and we walk for 2 kilometres to the airfield in the dark so we could leave at first light. And as we make our way back to civilization, we start to think of the possibilities of using aviation to visit communities like Burringurrah, to visit remote stations and towns. And so Cornerstone Aviation is formed, a non-profit organisation with the mission to use aviation to access remote and regional communities, to build strong foundations through programs to promote positive lifestyle choices, programs to promote healthy living, including healthy cooking education programs, how to deal with such things as stress, depression, suicide prevention, family issues and substance abuse. Would like to provide Christian outreach programs, provision of satellite Christian TV, and also to provide good Christian DVDs and books. But best of all, we would like to provide a building, a church building they can call their own. And our plan is to hire an aircraft and fly initially to Burringurrah once a month to work with the WA ATSIM group to build up a small church and then move to other communities, visit stations in remote towns. But we will always stay committed to each area we take on to ensure the long-term success of the church. If you would like to know more about Cornerstone Aviation and the work we plan to do, contact me, Darren Peacock, on 08 6102 2024. As the wind assists us with our trip back, we are excited about the work before us, and as we touch down on our home strip, I thank God for placing a desire in me to move right out of my comfort zone, to learn how to fly and take on a project that will lead people to a walk with Jesus. Someday we can see the idea of many aircraft scattered all around Australia, taking God's word to all the remote areas in this vast land.